Alright, what's up guys? Lou here from Inglorious Paintball, as you can see. Coming to do an unboxing video on a new marker I just got in. Working as a one-man camera guy today, so I'm just going to be doing the video in this section here. But without further ado, we got the brand new M3s from Dye. Really looking forward to just doing a quick unboxing. I don't know how quick it'll be, but if I move this off to the side real quick and then show you this first. So the M3s is integrated with the Moss Air technology. For those of you who know who had an M2 with Moss Air, or have an M2 with Moss Air I should say, they do have wireless charging. So this guy will just plug into like a wall outlet or a USB cable on your computer or something like that. Plugs into this guy, and then you just lay your marker on top of it, and the board usually lines up here, and it'll wirelessly charge your marker, which is actually really cool. So get this sleeve off and get right into the case. So case, it's nice and durable. Reminds me of like a Lux Ice case. I believe they use these cases with the DSR. They're just rebranded with the M3s logo here. Nice cases though. I actually like them more than the M2 case. The M2 case, especially the original versions, just didn't hold everything in real well, which was kind of an issue because everything was falling out when you were opening it. But these seem to be a lot more snug. So let's take a look at this top portion first. So like the M2, it's coming with two UL barrel backs here, and then you have your new UL tip. So let's take a look at these. So we have 684, which is really nice, and then this guy is unmarked, yeah, so 688. And then you have your barrel tip here. So this is the new style UL tip that they designed for the M3s. There's little porting holes around the bottom here, which are new. Looks like a little bit of a new design. Looks like it has more porting actually. So I'm interested in seeing how this compares to the original UL tip. I do have an original UL barrel, so once I get some shooting videos done, I'll definitely be comparing the new barrel tip to the older UL style barrel tip. But that's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to that. And then getting into this stuff, so we have the customer passport, which is pretty much your owner's manual here. Yeah, this stuff just plugs into the computer. You have your full manual from Dye. I usually tend to print this stuff out, but since this comes with a quick start guide, I may not actually need to do that. And then you have your parts kit. So I like Dye's parts kits. I like how they're nice and clean. They're laid out real well in these individual spots. You have your O-ring chart on the back. They tell you exactly what everything is for. The only thing I don't like about Dye's O-ring kits is the fact that they use these colored O-rings, which is really easy to, you know, switch out because you know exactly which one goes where. But I don't think they last as long as some other O-rings that are on the market, so I tend not to use their parts kits unless I really need to use like an O-ring that I don't have in my kit already. We have the USB cable here. So this USB cable, one of them most likely plugs into the marker so you can charge it. The other one probably goes to the computer. Similar to the M2 and the M2 with the Moss technology. So they're later versions. I don't believe the DSR had that. I think the DSR ran on 9 volts. So that's cool. You have a barrel sock, super generic, very standard. Dye doesn't really go all out for their barrel socks, but I do like how they branded it with the Dye logo. Usually they just give you a regular black one of these, and that's really about it. But it'll definitely do the trick, get the job done. You have your warranty card, and then what I like, that they give you the quick start guide. So these guys are cool. You have your O-ring diagram again on the bottom, your complete bolt breakdown, your fuse bolt breakdown, joystick. It's not focusing that well, which is a shame, but you have your joystick options up here. Yeah, just simple little things that you should know if you're owning a marker of this expense, but which way your velocity adjusts how to remove the bolt, gas up your marker, charge your marker, and then just like little play screen options on the side here. Move this here. Now we're getting into the fun part of this. So I've never actually seen one of these. I mean, I've seen them, but I've never had one in person, never held one, whatever. So I'm looking forward to see it just as much as you guys. And there it is. This is the Abyss version, the black to gray fade. I think this is one of the nicer colorways that they came out with. But let's take a look at the rest of the little stuff that comes in here. So this is Slick Lube. This is their advanced formula, so this is new. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this is compared to just the standard Dow 33. I guess we'll have to check that out if there's any differences in, you know, how long it lasts or how well it coats the O-rings or whatever. Then you have your tie multi-tool, which is also a really nice thing to have because this thing is loaded. I mean, aside from Allen keys, you have O-ring picks. I think this has a knife on it, a screwdriver, an adjuster, a tool to take out the brass fitting in the ASA. I think these are like one of the only tools paintball related that actually comes with one of those, which is cool. Looks like a bottle opener. Yeah, but you know, these multi-tools are actually really nice. And then you have the M3s itself. Let's move this case off to the side. We'll talk about this guy a little bit. So the M3s has the MOS technology integrated into it. Turn this guy on real quick. So you have the M3 boot up screen. Probably one of the most advanced boards and screens on the paintball market right now. There are so many options in this thing that I really don't know where to start. I think it's maybe a little too advanced for a paintball marker, but for customability purposes, I mean, this thing is just absolutely insane. I don't know if that was a word. Customization purposes, this thing is absolutely insane. Some other things to note, just a regular airport ASA. I don't think they made any changes to this. With the M2, they made the lever more robust, so it's a little easier to turn when your marker's gassed up. I also recommend using like mid-pressure on these. You know, 450 to 550 psi out of your tank makes this a lot easier to gas up and degas, as opposed to having like an 800 plus output. Well, I wouldn't go plus, but an 800 output from your tank reg. Judging the marker just based off of the looks and having M2s and such in the past, it's definitely shorter, probably by about maybe like a half an inch from the M2. It looks like it stands a little taller as well. Holding in the hands, it's super comfortable. I mean, there's so much room here to wrap your hand around the reg, which is really nice. I don't generally play like this, but it's nice that you're able to. I usually wrap my thumb around, which is more comfortable to me. But there's definitely a lot of space between the trigger guard and the reg. Some other things to note is the lever clamp for the feed neck. It's definitely more robust, and it doesn't turn anymore. You can't actually swivel it around to make it get tighter and looser. What Dye did is actually put the thumb wheel screw on, which is super nice. I like that a lot more. It's just a better design in my opinion. Still comes with the standard UL frame, super comfortable in my opinion. I think it feels really good in the hands. The grips are nice textured, rubber, nice gel type feel to them. The trigger itself looks different, at least the design style maybe, or maybe how, I think the shape is pretty similar, but I don't know. It just looks different to me compared to the reach trigger that was on the M2. Still super snappy. These are actually probably, the M2 trigger was probably one of my favorite triggers on the market, so still snappy, which is really nice. I like that a lot. One of the biggest design changes is the fact that there is no LPR anymore. On the M2 there would be a screw here to adjust your LPR, and you had LPR sensors, you know, in the board to adjust that, but it's just your high pressure regulator now. So in terms of tuning, there isn't as much you can do, but they say these things operate at really low operating pressures, so it's not necessarily needed really anymore. I don't think the CS2 or the CS versions had an LPR. I know the DSR didn't have an LPR, and that shot really nice. So I don't know. A lot of people griped about that at a $1,600, $1,500 or $1,600 price point, not having an LPR for tuning purposes, but it's just a little more simplistic in my opinion. I don't think it's going to really make the change if they say it's operating at 110, 115 psi. I think it's going to shoot pretty friggin' smooth. What else can I note? So the fuse bolt. This is a brand new bolt system to die. So the FL21 is the new bolt system here. Yeah, it's definitely different compared to like the Billy Wing that you find in the M2. I'm looking forward to taking this apart and seeing how different it really is. But just based off of the looks alone, I mean, you can tell that it's definitely different. So I'm interested in seeing how this performs efficiency-wise and in the cold weather, and how much lube it's really going to require to hold up. Can you run it dry and shoot it? All those good things that I like to test out. Still has the I-pipe system. Not going to take that out. It's the same one that you found in the M2. Same one you'd find in the DSR. They're just a little thicker, a little more robust, so they're going to last longer. As long as you don't torque down your barrel, then you're generally fine anyway. I like to put an O-ring on the back by the threads. That way it doesn't go, cramming into the breech. What else can I say about this thing? I mean, this thing is really, really nice. I like it a lot. The design looks good. The color's gorgeous. It feels really nice in the hands just right off the bat. Another cool feature that this has is that there is no wire connectivity. So if you're going to take this apart for maintenance, the frame of the body will just separate based off of the little pins that it has. So there's no more solenoid wires or board wires that you have to disconnect to take the frame, to detach the frame from the body, which is really cool. What else? New regulator design. Has a Hyper 6 reg, so that's new. I'd like to see, if there's any performance differences based on the Hyper 6 to the Hyper 5. I don't really think there will be. Maybe it's just a little more robust internally to where it will require less maintenance, which would be really nice. But that's it, guys. My first impression is that this marker is really nice. I really like the ano of it again. Let's strap the barrel to it, see how it looks in full. Yeah, that's sharp. That's just a sharp looking marker. So, the gray to the black, and it fades at the end. Definitely good looking. I think it looks really nice. I think it feels really good in the hands. Super comfortable in my opinion. Really looking forward to taking it out and shooting it. Probably get a shooting video later tonight, maybe tomorrow. I am going out to play tomorrow, so maybe I'll put this through the ring. But yeah, guys, I appreciate you tuning in for the first unboxing, at least my first unboxing, and just overall first impressions of the M3s. Stay tuned for more videos to come. Thanks.